The group of you made your way into the sort of torture prison area, small as it were, underneath the ruins of this village of Urcrypt that you had traveled to by way of a magical henge that you had powered with a bodemall stone. This large crystal that you had found, isolated within some ritual that was being used by the late Mayor Tadell. You hadn't known of its identity or use prior to reaching out to Matron Toadtooth, a hermit woman that lived near the Lisette logging camp, and upon whose land a henge was placed at some point. Or, well, she took the land after the henge, shall we say. But she revealed the use of these things to power these magical portals from one part of the continent to a far distant place. And the group of you powered one, finding these ruins in the middle of a desert and deserted area. You fought undead creatures that were crawling about the upper reaches of a plateau, and then plumbed the depths, finding shrines to gods whose names you know not, and then, even deeper still, distinctly different from the plateau itself, a dungeon network. Carved stone, and a strange greeting in the first room. A delicious-looking cake set up on a table, and a banner unfurled, welcoming the group of you to this dungeon. The cake tasted like chilies, and as Dunnan tried to take a taste of it, the table tried to take a taste of all of you, as it was in fact a mimic. And that's not the worst part. The rug upon which the table also tried to get a taste of you, trying to smother Dunnan. And then in a bit of, well, I'm going to take something with me just in case, Aeolus tried to take the knife that was there to cut the cake, and then that tried to take a chunk out of you as well. Continuing to move throughout the space, you found a trapped door that said it was going to explode, and the second door that said it was definitely going to explode did actually explode. You managed to avoid a few pitfalls. You fought a giant painted yellow undead bird of some sort and crawled your way through hallways until you finally found a large pit that the group of you used to shimmy down into. Exploring this pit, you found the remains of a troglodyte, a creature some of you have read of but never seen personally. Very out of place in this space, along with a scrolled list of words that have been crossed out, seemingly guessing a password for something. Passphrase, perhaps. You found some reasonable magical gear throughout your journey as well. In the room with the bird, you found this chest that contained a beautifully crafted flail, pardon me, that later on, when Siegfried had used Detect Magic, did successfully identify as magical. You also found a few healing potions throughout the way that you identified rather easily. The flail has yet to be identified. You have found a large tome that's been shackled to a podium in one room. And that tome describes, as Willem ascertained, the means to conjure a demon. And set in the same room was a pedestal, a plinth, about 8 feet square, upon which sits inlaid silver circles and runes, most likely used in whatever this ritual may be. However, the tome was shackled to the podium and unable to be taken. The group here found an ongoing motif of haphazard smiley faces, assigning some letters and notes here and there. Finally, you've pushed down a rusty hinged door that gave one last cry of protest before giving out, and it fell through with a resounding crash. And at this point, the group of you pushed into an area that you see several cheerless stone rooms with the walls and adjoining the hallway made out of iron gates and bars. And this is where we are picking up. Let me shift you all over to the map. And ping you to your location.
So for whatever reason, I can't log into Roll20, so that's interesting.
And oh no. Let me pull Hellerast out to the map.
So I'm going to jump off of the line for a few moments. I'll be back.
Alright. Sounds good. Hellerast, you should be able to see your token now with some visual.
My sheet says I have, or my token said that I had 18 points, but now it's 36 again. Full health?
Yeah, you are at full health. The group of you did not rest.
Cool. Okay.
Let me pull up your character for a sec. I may have spent some of your spells in between.
That's fine.
Yeah, I spent 1 cure wounds, so you're down 1 spell slot.
Awesome.
Alright. While Willem is working on that, Aeolus and Dunnan, you've pushed into this space. There's iron bars to either side.
Anyone inside? You see anything, Aeolus?
I don't know. And I'll work on checking both of these first.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Which are you going left or right according to the map to start with?
I'll go left.
Okay.
I'll look at the other, the right.
Okay, you can go into the right one. There's a, there. If you go down to Dunnan, you can then enter. And Dunnan, I need an investigation check from you as well, please.
Yes.
Victory. I'm back.
Alright, fantastic. Alright, we'll start with Dunnan. This room is pretty dirty. There's rusty chains hanging from the walls. Very clearly used to shackle and hold someone up against the wall to prevent them from being allowed to lay down. It's clearly a prison area. There doesn't really appear to be much of anything interesting in this space.
Just an empty prison cell. And yours?
Aeolus, when you enter the space, you see... could you bear with me 1 moment, please? There's a marking on the floor. As you enter, this sort of glyph, it's about 5 feet square, glows, and a ring of fire sort of burns around it in a very quick succession, like a dribbled line of like flash powder, just flashes in a circle for a moment. And I need everyone to roll into initiative, please.
Right off the bat. Nice. Yeah, what did you step on again, Aeolus?
That's a good question. And what did I step on? 8. Ken.
Willem, any success on logging in?
Yay.
Nope, I see him rolled into initiative, so I'll take that as yes.
I clicked it. It just delayed for whatever reason.
Oh, good. Aeolus, quick on your feet, though. You immediately draw your weapon instinctively as you see this thing happening, expecting maybe to be blown up, but then 4 small creatures appear. They look otherworldly. and sort of like frogs that have learned how to walk and grown claws. They have ears reminiscent of high elves, and two horns that look like gazelles, and a tail almost twice as long as their body, sort of spiraling out like a very thin snake, not very girthy, and just sort of whipping back and forth. They look at you with their pupilless eyes, and just open their mouth in a almost triangular shape. Ah! What are you doing?
First, I'm going to ask. You wouldn't happen to know the passcode, would you?
Make me a persuasion check. Ah! Alright. Anything else that you're doing? You done?
I'm just gonna hold in case they attack.
Okay. You want to take dodge action? Are you holding an offensive action?
I'm gonna hold an offensive action.
All right. So weapon attack if they come after you.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. The one in the lead sort of looks at you, comes close, sort of drops down on all fours for a moment, and scrambles over the ground to you very quickly. Its joints moving unnaturally as its claws sort of find some type of purchase in the hard stone beneath it. As it scrambles over. Yes, sir. Did you bring us here? Why'd you bring us here? It's not attacking you at the moment.
Okay.
I do need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, though.
Sure.
But at the moment, that'll be it. We'll go through, at this point, the rest of you, if you have any turns worth of things that you would like to do, we can go ahead. Willem, anything in particular that you want us to get done?
Yeah. When they say, "What did we bring them?" I said, "Oh, one sec. It's in my bag here." And then I would dig through and pull out 4 rations worth of, my stored beef stew.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets you to where that is. So you push up to provide this answer and hand out some rations. Sure.
Well, beef stew specifically. It's not just rations.
Tasty rations.
It's better.
All right. Siegfried, anything in particular that you're doing in this round?
No, I'm just going to dodge, and hopefully whatever Aeolus and Willem's doing will work out.
All right, sounds good. Are you going to stay where you are, or are you going to push up to open up more space?
No, I am... Yeah, I'll just move up here.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, within your movement. Dunnan, anything? Dodge. Noted. Take a defensive posture, just in case. Apprehensive posture. Dunnan, anything for you?
I'll let Aeolus handle the situation, just dodging.
All right.
But defensive position, yeah.
Sounds good. Hellerast. Anything?
Hellerast is just gonna move up to here, just so she can see what the hell is going on, and will just draw her. Let's see. She'll just have a great spear in one hand and hand axe in the other.
Yeah, so you have the weapons ready. More taking an offensive stance just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll hold an attack in case anything offensive happens to you or Aeolus.
Okay.
So Aeolus, you feel like it was sort of trying to intimidate you a little bit, maybe scare you a little bit, try to put you off foot, but you quell whatever it tried to draw the rise in you. No issue. As we come around to you, as it's sort of responded to you. The others are all sort of just lurking in the back, trying to pay attention to what's happening.
Aeolus will grab what Willem has brought out, and we'll set it in front of him. I was hoping you could help us if you're familiar with this space.
All right. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check with advantage. Advantage comes in clutch there. Good call on the rations. All right. Around to the closets. Sort of grabs the. What are these rations contained in, Willem?
I don't remember specifically.
Was it
What
like
we decided.
gelatinized blocks of like beef stew?
Yeah, we'll call it that. Makes sense.
Sounds good. All right, so it grabs these like energy bars of beef stew that you've created.
Sounds so foul.
Oh, it's like a beef stew fruitcake. Okay.
Oh God.
I didn't. Well, it's like just add water. Just add water.
They're not listening. I want them and disappears, going meaty. No, I don't know where we are. Let's see. And they switch to. Do any of you speak Abyssal?
That's a negative from me.
No.
No.
Ah,
Yep,
thankfully.
Willem, do you speak Abyssal?
I do.
Okay, so you understand what they're saying. They converse amongst themselves as they switch languages. You got Sweden? No, I don't. I mean, the fat one, maybe. But I don't know. They're too big. Can't really take them. Besides, where are we gonna put them? No fire. Can't go. Then they go back and forth on this for a moment. I'm gonna temporarily take you guys out of initiative. I'm gonna leave it in there though. As they're sort of discussing, the main one sort of comes back. The one in front of you, Aeolus. Look, buddy, don't know where you are. Don't know where we are. We don't really want to be here. Can you just send us home?
Aeolus will look at the sigil on the floor.
Next one will chime. Yeah, send us home with more food. That was good.
I mean, there's a bunch of dead bodies a few rooms over. I don't know what you guys like.
And look at each other. There's like 3 seconds of intense chattering between the group of them. Sounds good. And the slightly shorter one that was insisting upon foods tries to start walking past, sort of all haughty like, with a stride past the group of you.
I think Willem will also respond but in Abyssal, that they would taste much better than us because we're chewy enough that we would break their teeth.
Can we head up towards where we just were and keep watch as Dunnan and I sweep through here?
Yep, certainly. So
I mean, unless you would like to sweep through with Dunnan, Willem, and I can sit by the book.
Siegfried's watching the book right now. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything. They're just walking by it.
Hellerast is going to take this position here just to make sure you can see everything that's going on.
Okay, then second verse, same as the first.
Okay.
I just listened to that song right before we played.
Rolling hard.
Right. Dunnan. AOS, within your area that you go into, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Dunnan. Within that section, you see a tattered sort of collection of fabric, like off in the far corner.
I'll
Almost
go
like
and
a
rummage
mound.
through.
Rummaging through, you find what appears to be a sort of ruined cot that has like a dampness to it. Very strange. And then as you're sort of like rummaging through, you find the source of the dampness. It's the fluids that have seeped out of a decaying body. Very small. It's that of a halfling. That is sort of bloated, probably burst at some point, as it is sort of soaked into this mattress, or this cot, and really hasn't had any chance to evaporate or anything like that. The smell doesn't really get to you that much. It doesn't seem to really permeate the space. There's not a lot of air movement. Based on your best guess, it's probably dead about as long as the tiefling upon which you had landed previously.
Another dead body. This time it's a halfling. It's a halfling.
Oh boy.
Question is this like a prison area or more like a torturing?
This looks
Cell.
to be a prison space of some sort.
Could I ritually start casting detect magic?
Certainly.
Yeah.
All right. The next two are empty, Dunnan and Aeolus.
Just let me know when I'm able to get it up.
Sounds
Like
good.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So it'll be after they search these two.
Okay.
As the time passes by. Taking a look at Aeolus, yours has the last thing contained in this space. As you sort of search through, there appears to be a backpack that's been set into the corner here. Maybe like stored for later use of some sort. It's made out of at this point dry rotted leather, unfortunately, so it would not be functional as supplies. Contained within, you find about 30 days worth of rations for a single person. All of them are useless at this point. They've all been destroyed by time. You also find a small triangular rod of what looks to be polished metal.
My side is nothing, right?
Nothing on your side, correct.
Then I will just out of instinct pat down the walls, look for illusions.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and give me an investigation or perception check, your choice.
Perception.
The triangular rod is hollow,
Damn.
about a foot long, and it has a small chain through a ring at the top of it. It looks like almost like a single wind chime, and then attached to the chain is a small striker for the wind chime.
Okay. Definitely going to put it.
I know what it is, but not in character.
I'm definitely going to put it away in a sense that the rod won't hit. So, like, the wind chime won't make sound.
Okay. Siegfried, you finish recasting your detect magic. It is back up for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would just like to just do a quick sweep of the rooms.
Okay.
Aeolus had done and went through, make sure they didn't. Nothing left in there is pinging.
Nothing is pinging except the chime that Aeolus is putting away at the moment. It has a transmutation property to it.
Could I take a look at it? Have I seen anything like it before?
Make me an Arcana check.
I'll just let Aeolus and Donna know that chime is magical.
At least something of worth here.
Here.
Right. Dunnan, you do not find any hidden magical walls or compartments or secret passages through this space. Siegfried, it doesn't really strike a chord in your mind. You'd have to spend some time with it to really try to figure it out.
Sure. Siegfried's gonna just sort of start focusing on it and trying to figure out what it is.
So you could
seems
do
like
so over a short rest.
this is a dead end. We need the password.
Well, why don't we just sit for a moment? You
Yeah,
can figure out what this chime is.
sure.
You
Wanna
guys
go
are a
back
little
to
loony.
the...
Why don't we just take an hour and breathe? We're not fighting right now, and you guys can rest up, and I can figure out what this chime is.
Yeah, good idea. I
And-
also wanna take a look at this flail I found. It's very marvelous. So
Just be careful.
Let's head up to the room with the
with the book.
tables and such. And in the meantime, I can ask our newly found friends.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they left. They just like single filed out of this room while I was looking at them. I don't know if they're still around.
So you guys head back to the other area, looking for the Quasits. 10 minutes have passed. At this point, they're nowhere to be seen.
Maybe
Undead.
can they
The
fly?
remains of the troglodyte and the tiefling, pardon me, wow, blanked on the name, look like they've been devoured by piranhas.
Well, this seems like they were hungry. Quasits can fly, right?
Make me maybe a history check. Call it a history check.
Nice.
Right. Not sure. They didn't have wings, so probably not.
Curious, where did they go?
I mean, there is a rope that's dangling in Area 9. So
So
it's
the rope
not-
is still there, okay.
Yeah, you had dangled a rope down from the fountain that was pouring out rancid mayonnaise. Group, you taking a short rest?
And during the short rest, Dunnan will just try and out the flail and play with it and swing it around. Look at it, say,
We'll do the same with the chime.
very, very nice weapon. Oh, I should give you a name. No, you're gonna be the Basher. And then he just swings it around a little bit more.
So you're focusing on that. Willem is doing that. Aeolus, you do not find your target. Helaras, are you doing anything while group short rests?
No.
Okay, sounds good. And Siegfried, you're focusing on the chime.
Yeah.
So
People
Siegfried,
can use their hit dice too if they need to, right?
yep, go ahead and spend your hit dice. And Willem, are you gonna cook at all? Make some snacks. You're muted if you're speaking, Willem. Or it's just not coming through. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Bill might be having some problems, I guess.
Oh, good. Dunnan and Siegfried, both you can give me Arcana checks with advantage, please. Okay. Siegfried, you successfully identify this as a chime of opening with 2 charges remaining.
Okay.
So you
Ain't
can.
that fancy.
It only has 2 charges. Dunnan. Jeez. Both ends of the spectrum there. You do successfully identify at the end of the rest. This is a devotee's sensor. You can choose to attune
this
to
one
it as
then.
part of this rest if you would like.
Sure.
Ilva had one of these in her last game, but just never.
Mm,
Yeah. So you get to deal an extra d6 damage with every attack. And you can you have a hit point regeneration machine once per day.
That's a pretty badass item.
That is very nice.
It seems perfect for a pally too.
it's
Mhm.
now the basher.
The basher.
Yes.
My gosh. Well, if you like, I'll add it to your sheet for you.
Yes, please.
Certainly. Willem, I'm gonna whisper something to you. All right. Anything else that anyone wants to do over the rest?
Well, now that I know what the chime of opening is, can I take a look at the lock on the door over here?
Certainly. So there does not appear to be a lock of any sort. Every time that you get close to it, though, it does give you that same words. Let me double check the phrase on it. To open the doors, please say the password.
I just shrugged to Aeolus. I'm not sure if this will work, but this device is supposed to open doors. But I don't.
Great. A key
know,
that
if
opens
it'll
every
work or
door.
not. Should I try? It's got 2 charges.
Hold
I've
on a
at-
second.
I've added Basher to your weapons. Done.
Perfect. Thank
It's
you.
at the top of your list.
Aeolus is quickly going to step over to the door, hear the message, and say out loud, password.
So the word you're saying is the password?
Yep.
Nothing happens. Except
I already
a
tried
moment
that last
passes.
Well,
Still
by
nothing
trying.
passes.
Might as well try it. If it doesn't work, we'll have to figure another way or go back the way we came.
Try that item, Siegfried.
Welcome back.
Oh, sorry, I was muted that whole time. Apologies.
Oh.
I'm going to point the chime at the door and strike it with the little mallet on it.
Lovely. All right. So it has 1 charge remaining. So 1 more door. A clear tone rings throughout the space and says, "That is correct. Have a nice day." And the doors swing open towards you.
Perfect. That was easy.
I wonder what the password actually was, though.
We'll never know.
Like the tone was. I mean, if it's an audio password, it doesn't have to be language, right?
Could be.
All right,
Very
The
convenient that it was
sound,
there.
Basher has been added as your attack, and it's been added to your features and traits as your first attunement slot, Dunnan.
Awesome. Thank you.
I remember when
How's
adventure used to be
that weapon
simple.
feel done? And think you can use it?
I have to try it out, but it has nice balance to it, and it's actually very light.
Oh, I wanted to ask Helirast, is that flail orcish make? Have you seen it before? It's far older than anything we've seen on the other side of the mountains. I wanted to ask you last time, but you weren't here. I mean, in character, player wise, yeah.
Yeah. You can make a history check for me, Hellrest.
Okay.
With advantage.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
It's not that familiar to you. You've not known too much specific craft by orcs. Most of the craft that with which you and your cousin Gogron are familiar comes from the Amber Braids. And it's very clearly not dwarvish. The group of you ascertained that previously. It could be, but you feel like you're not sure enough to be able to say for certainty if it is or not.
It seems a little pretty for orc work, but maybe not.
Yeah. So it could be, but
it could be, yeah.
Well, if we ever make it back to Gogrun's, I'd be interested to see what he had to say about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna show that to the Amber Braids. They're gonna die from envy.
Ahead of you is a set of stone steps leading downwards. Achingly sad and sweet music echoes around you as you enter the passageway. You hear the plucking of a dulcimer, the hum of a viola, the rhythmic beat of a hand drum, and the soft strains of a lute. The sound seems to come from down below, and at the base of the stairs, you can faintly see a stone archway and a light beyond.
What is the style of music it's playing? Is it playing? Is it something that would be familiar to us?
It sounds to be something sad that you might something that you would have expected in the wake and sort of memorial service that for Lander Goldworthy in the Faded Gate. It would have fit exquisitely in that space.
Also,
not quite a dirge, but very melancholy.
Well, like, also just like, is this similar to like Faerun music Sigrid has heard from Faerun, or is it like totally different? Like, in terms of like structure or rhythm or something like that.
I'd say make me a performance check. Less about like you performing, but recognizing a performance.
Nice.
Okay. 1 moment. Let me double check this.
Because yeah, Sigrid would immediately be interested in new music if he heard it.
Okay. You got a 19. Pretty good. You recognize this piece as it's called the Funeral March of Barrelhorn. There's usually an accompaniment with this, but it refers to the final piece that was composed to honor a dwarvish general by the name of Anaror Barrelhorn, Barrelhorn. I'll put the name in chat.
Yeah, I will mention that to everyone and Dunnan as well. But it's strange, right? Because this is music from Faerun, not from Droucia, right? If Siegfried recognizes it.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not something that's commonly played, but it evokes strange nostalgia, being in space quite far from anywhere you would have expected it, and you just barely sort of recognize these melodies.
You tell the group, this song is from overseas, like you guys. It's not from here. Someone brought it here.
Huh.
And I just shrug. I don't know what that means, but it's a beautiful song about a fallen dwarf, a great warrior.
Do I recognize the name?
I don't know where Barrel.
Dunnan, you would, yes. You recognize the name. It's like an old. It's Barrelhorns was an old general that helped lead the dwarves to cleanse some of their minds out of goblins in centuries past, probably 500 years ago, roughly, and is now used as a hearken of an exemplary leadership and self-sacrifice.
Now that you say, do remember the name. Very famous dwarven general who freed some of the dwarven minds from goblins. He's a revered hero of the dwarves. But what's he doing here? Far away from where he came from.
Well, if it's anything from my experience, the arts do like to travel.
Siegfried
Well-
gives a big smile to Aeolus. Well, it seems like there's only one way through now, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
lead us.
Willem.
Yeah, us. Look at Aeolus.
Okay. You proceed down the steps. This melancholy melody marking each step as you go. Come to the archway. I need each of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please. All right.
Bill, we're definitely touching on that comment after this. I'm not walking away from that.
Okay. As the group of you get to the bottom of the steps, there's about a 5-foot gap as you come to as you get to the archway, through which green light is shedding. But as you come to the bottom of the steps, from the ceiling above you, there's about 15 feet of space. Instruments come crashing to the ground, shattering all around you. Dunnan with a 17 highest roll. You take 5 points of damage as you are struck by the loot as it comes crashing down. Willem, you take 9 points of damage as the large drum sort of impales itself using you as the drumstick that goes through it and just sort of traps you for a moment before you can wiggle out, breaking the drum. Next up is Hellerast with a 9. You take also 9 points of damage as the viola just sort of gets you at the wrong angle. Next up is Aeolus with an 8. You also take 9 points of damage as the dulcimer sort of crashes onto your shoulder and knocks you to the ground. And then Siegfried with a 6 at the tail end. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as a whole piano falls on top of you.
I'm going to use Stone's Endurance.
Sounds good.
This is what I get for saying.
There wasn't a piano in the
Javelins.
medley, but a piano
I
fell
take
on
10
you.
points of damage, I think.
Yeah, 10. So 14 minus 4 is 10. And let me shift your tokens.
I am happy I healed.
Yeah.
Zoom all the way out.
The health bar on my token isn't updating, so I'm just going to refresh.
Yeah, I had to as well.
When she has a moment, Helirast is going to cast Armor of Agathis upon herself.
Okay. Alright, so I think one of your tokens sat on the wrong side of the wall. That's fine. You can ignore the space off to the side.
Yeah, I think Siegfried is going to... yeah, Siegfried is going to use a Cure Wounds on himself before we proceed any further. Yeah,
Sounds good.
The hell? The hells?
obviously we have a prankster, but I mean, it's not to be expected seeing what we've seen on the way here.
I am not complimenting anything else in this fucking space.
Okay. Let me describe you the new space through which you all are entering. The square chamber is lit by emerald flames held in silver brackets along the walls. Directly ahead, 4 podiums rise from the floor with metal claws, gripping green crystals. The largest crystal in the center of the arrangement, while the other 3 are evenly spaced around it. Beyond, a stone archway opens into pure darkness. In front of the largest crystal is a wooden sign with a stick clumsily tied to it with twine. The sign bears a now familiar-looking handwriting of seemingly the architect of this place, and reads, "Stride boldly ahead into adversity, or solve the puzzle to clear your way." The stick has a sort of sign that's been attached to it, and it says Wand of Puzzle Solving, spelled Puzelsolving.
Ugh.
Siegfried just looks at his friends recovering and is like, well, enough of this. And he's gonna go over and he's gonna grab the wand wherever it is.
Alright, pick up the wand.
Yeah. And he's gonna start focusing on it.
Okay, your detect magic's still up at this point.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
It's not magical.
Okay.
The crystals do have an aura each of transmutation amongst them.
What is
The
the
crystals on the
puzzle?
wand, or are the crystals in it? Oh, on the floor.
The
Okay.
4 crystals that are held in these steel claw podiums, each about 3.5 feet in height.
Are there any differences between the crystals, or are they all uniform?
No, they are all emerald green.
Okay.
Let me double check on that.
What exactly is the puzzle here? I don't get it. What?
Yeah, grip. They're all green crystals.
Well, per the sign, you can either stride forth boldly or solve the puzzle. I have no mind solving any more puzzles. And Aeolus is just gonna walk forward.
Okay. There's that curtain of sort of darkness in front of you. As you approach it, it doesn't seem to move, and no light sheds into it.
Aeolus is gonna push aside the curtain to see if he is able to see.
As you sort of reach your hand, you don't feel anything. Your hand disappears into the darkness, and you can no longer see your hand, even with your dark vision. It is total inky blackness.
Okay.
Feel nothing, though. You just feel empty space.
Yeah, well, who's smart enough to solve the puzzle?
Does your hand come back when you pull it out?
Yeah, I hand the wand over to Willem. Willem, you're better at puzzles than anyone I know.
I have no idea on this one. I was just gonna walk into the darkness.
Okay.
I'll move your token, Willem.
We're like, what? Center yourself.
Alright. Willem, you stride into the darkness. He vanishes from sight to all of you.
Are you alive?
I think so. What about you?
Nope, we all died.
Siegfried, after Willem goes through, Siegfried would follow.
Okay. Let me grab your token, Siegfried. I'll move you.
I'll just shrug and go after them.
Okay, well, something happens before that.
Yeah.
Willem in the lead. You are attacked. 19 to hit you.
Oh shit.
Willem.
I think he had 18 or so.
Yeah, I do. Can you not
Okay.
hear me?
No, you were very quiet there. I don't know what it was.
Weird.
No,
I even screamed.
That's why you broke your mic. You feel icy fingers sort of pass through you. You take 10 points of psychic damage. You scream, Siegfried, as you walk into the darkness. You hear Willem screams from somewhere ahead of you. You do not know where he is. Willem, Siegfried, you both have a round to do something prior to the others reacting to everything.
So, there's no light in here at all. So, like,
No.
even if I had dark vision, I wouldn't be able to see it.
You can't see. No.
Okay. I am going to wild shape then. Looking at my options, I am going to change into a giant poisonous snake because they have blind sight.
Okay.
So what I'm going to try to do is I am going to use sorcery points to cast darkness to see if my eyes of the dark will allow me to see within the darkness and the darkness.
Moment. Eyes of the dark. Okay. So you extend extra darkness out of you. What's the... Can you drop the darkness spell into chat for me, please?
I actually don't have it on my sheet. I was about to look. So bear with me for 1 moment.
Yeah. Because if you need a point that you can see within range, you can't cast it.
Yes, it is a point.
Yep.
Oh no, it's a point you
You choose within
choose.
range. Yeah, so you need line of effect to where you're choosing this. Everything has total cover at the moment. So you don't have to spend the sorcery points. You can't select a point for darkness.
So would I be able to cast it on myself though?
Yeah,
Like
it could be a point that something he's holding or carrying
Okay.
on.
Okay, so you can cast on yourself, sure. All right, so you cast darkness on your garment, we'll say.
my hat specifically.
Sure. The darkness, you feel the spell take hold. Mark off the sorcery points, radiating 20 feet out from you. I believe that's the... You still cannot see.
That's annoying.
is now super dark.
Yeah. Doubly dark. Are
was
either
worth
of
a
you
try.
trying to move? Willem, both of you sort of still know where the entrance is in relation to where you are, but that's it.
Can I see now that I have blind sight in my snake form?
So you can sense where Willem is. He's off to your left.
Okay.
The rest of the room appears to be a flat room. There's nothing nearby that you can sense.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to boldly walk forth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and follow Willem.
Okay, sounds good.
So at least he has someone looking after him, and hopefully the rest of the group can find their way.
Okay. Next round. Whatever this thing is going after the new giant snake. 22 to hit you. As a snake. I believe that hits.
I believe that hits me. I think it pops me out. It didn't have.
How many hit
much
points? You said it's a giant snake, correct?
I don't know what the.
Is it
what
the constrictor?
It says giant poisonous snake.
Oh, giant poisonous snake.
Yeah.
Okay. You have AC 14, hit points 11.
Yeah.
So this thing lunges towards you. I'm gonna actually drag you down to whisper, since you get a sense of what's attacking you. Where is this? This form just sort of materializes out of the darkness. You sense it sort of very daredevil-y, and it extends its claws just near to your face, trying to get a gaze, and it sees that you sort of react to it, and makes a swipe with these long extended claws that sort of pass through your form slightly, draining part of it. You take 20 points of psychic damage.
So 20 minus 11?
11, so 9 carries over.
Okay.
As you pop back into your form, this sort of demonic entity sort of vanishing from your blind sight as it's lost once again. I'm going to drag you back up. Alright, so Siegfried, you notice that, and pop back into yourself.
Start yelling towards the rest of the party if they can hear me. Guys, we got company. I need help. I need help. There's something in here.
Alright, are you going back to them, or are you calling for them to come in here?
I don't know if I can even make my way back towards them. Siegfried is totally blind right now.
So that's what I said. You guys know where the entrance was that you came in.
Okay.
You know where nothing else is.
Yeah, well, I'll be like, well, Willem, come back here, and he is just going to start going back towards the entrance.
All right. And it's back to your guys' initiative.
Do we have any rope left?
Willem, what do you, Siegfried, Hellerast, Aeolus, and Dunnan, you guys will be right after Siegfried and Willem. Willem, what are you doing?
If I was told to go back, I know I was attacked. You said that we know where the door is?
Yes, you do.
I would take off running towards the way back in.
Okay. You and Siegfried sort of jam up the door for a moment as this blob of darkness extends back into the room, chasing the rest of you. So, Willem, suddenly you can see again. The rest of you are still blind.
Damn it, I was hoping.
The darkness has flooded into the main chamber, extinguishing all light for the time being.
Damn.
Oh, thank God, I can see again.
Green crystals.
You can't see the crystals. You're still blind. You know
Alright.
you've gone through the door, but you're none of you can see. Only Willem can see now.
So what happened to all of the light?
What do you mean about all the light? I can see just fine.
Okay, I don't really give a shit if you can see.
Drop the spell. We don't see shit, Willem.
Oh, yeah, the spell. The spell cast on the hat. The spell that makes it so you can't see, but I can see. That spell?
I'm gonna hit you.
Exactly.
Okay, one sec.
Cusco's boys made especially for Cusco.
Thank you, yes. Exactly what I was trying to channel. I appreciate it. So I suppose I would drop said spell.
Willem is looking very hurt.
And
Someone give him a health potion. I'm running out of spells.
as soon as he gets out, I'm gonna pick up one of the crystals.
You try to pick it up out of the claw. It does not budge.
Crap.
Does
Maybe we have to shatter them? I don't know.
Does the claw
Maybe-
look like it has any sort of like release mechanism on it?
It does not.
How about the center crystal?
Larger, but other than that, the same. The crystals are not identical. They're all sort of roughly cut. Think like how quartz sort of grows in caverns. But other than that, no. It's just a larger chunk.
Siegfried would just take the wand out and try and tap it on one of the crystals.
Which crystal do you tap it
on? I'll do the one furthest away from Willem.
Okay, so the little one on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. As you tap it on that crystal, let's see. It changes color. That one changes to clear. It fades. The other two small crystals change to a black color.
Well, at least that did something.
So both of these are black now?
Yes.
And nothing happens to the center one?
Nothing happens to the center one. Let me double check just to be sure, but yep, yeah, nothing happens to the center.
How did you do that?
The wand. Can I tap this one again?
Sure.
Does it change?
So when you tap that one, it changes to black. The other black ones change to the clear color.
Question is, which one is the right color? I guess the clear one?
If I hit this again, does it reset?
All right. If you hit that one again, they all change back to green.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see if we would get back to the neutral position. When I tap the center one with the wand, does anything happen after it returns to green?
Everything is green. You tap the center one, nothing happens.
Ah, okay.
So we have to get them all to match.
I would go
Something
to
else.
this one and tap it again. Sorry, this one and tap it and see what
Bottom
happens.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that one changes to clear. The other two change to black.
Ah, okay. Then Secret is gonna go to this one and tap it.
Okay. That one changes. You hit a black. The one that you tap changes. That changes to green. The clear goes to green. And black to clear.
So the order is green goes to clear, clear goes to black, black goes to green.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Hit the top one again.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. The top one changes to clear. The ones that you did not hit, green. The green one changes to black. And the clear becomes green.
Okay.
I'm getting DC.
Can I suggest something?
No.
Get them back to green and then start tapping them clockwise, not counterclockwise.
Okay, I will do that.
Oh, that sounds like a great suggestion.
Which one are you hitting first?
Well, I would just try and reset all these to green again.
All right. Well, I need to know which one you're tapping.
Um,
They very clearly have an order of some sort
So-
that they cycle through.
So if you tap the top one
yeah.
again, that'll be the third tap.
Okay. Clear becomes black.
And then I would tap it once again.
Hold on.
So,
Let me adjust the others. The bottom right black becomes clear, and the green one to black. And now you're gonna tap the clear one.
no, just this one again. Or
Okay.
sorry, yeah, the clear one.
Okay. So the clear goes to black. The black, the other two go to clear. And what would you like to tap next?
I will. I just tapped this one, right?
Yeah, you did that.
Yep.
Okay, so I will tap this one.
So clear on the tap becomes black. Black on the not tap becomes clear. And clear on the not tap becomes green.
It's just shrug at the front. I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore.
So as you guys are working your way through this, one of Siegfried, you've been the one that's actually tapping it, so any of the others of you can roll an intelligence check. One intelligence check. Who wants to
I
roll
think
it?
it has to be Willem. I'm like, Willem, tell me what I'm doing.
Alright, hello guys. The only thing that sort of really comes to you is the sign that is like hanging on the center like claw is the phrase "stride boldly ahead into adversity or solve the puzzle to clear your way." Your mind catches on that clear. You think you probably need to get everything to clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wondering if the way it's spelled is significant.
That sign is spelled correctly. Everything. The sign that's sort of tacked onto the stick that he's been that Siegfried's been tapping these with is the one that's spelled all haphazardly.
Right. Okay. That's just plain old bad grammar.
Yeah.
But bad spelling. Okay.
All right. What would you like to try?
Not sure. Does anyone have any ideas?
I'd say it.
Tap the green one.
All right. Green goes to clear.
And we know the other two will shift.
Clear goes to green. And black goes to clear. Someone else can try to roll an intelligence check as you're sort of sitting there puzzling this out.
Yeah, I was asking Willem.
7.
No.
You
Hey,
know,
guys, to show something with clear.
you need to get to clears. You're not sure how to change the middle one yet.
Yeah.
You tapped it previously and nothing happened.
Well, we tapped it when everything else was green.
All right. I'll tap the middle one again now that a couple things are different.
All right, tap the middle one. All of the crystals flare, but there's no change to the middle one or any of the others. Like they glow a little bit and then fade back down. There's no changes to anything though.
I think they all have to be clear. And then tap the middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But if we tap the right one, then the 2 clears will shift.
Yep.
And what if we tap the one on the top?
Right, you want to try that one on the top?
Sure.
All right, so the clear becomes black. The green becomes black. And the clear becomes green.
And now tap the left one.
Oh, 1 sec. Choose side green.
Okay.
Come on.
That wand wasn't magical, right?
No.
No.
One has nothing magic to do with it.
And then
now tap this one.
tap the green one. Green becomes clear. Black becomes clear.
Now that Heliras has mentioned it, this one, are they all clear or no?
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
shit, yeah.
The
Oh,
damn
tap the middle
dwarf
one.
figured it out. Now what
Yeah,
to say,
good
huh?
job, Jonathan. I go and tap the middle one right after.
The middle one becomes clear. They all match as the flare that sort of glows from the three of them sort of radiates and sort of bleeds into the middle one as it changes like a smoke moving through water. Let me move you guys back to the map.
Gonna call myself Dan and Brains Firebeard from now on.
Huh?
Does that mean the
What was
brains
that?
have the beard? Okay.
Build a brain with beard.
This is so big, right?
As the three outer crystals shimmer and clear, the color fades from the large crystal in the center, and light begins to gather within the crystal, growing brighter and brighter, almost blinding you until it bursts out and points through the stone past Willem's face.
Oh no, he's dead.
Through the stone archway and into darkness, and there's an unearthly shriek that stretches for so many seconds and then falls silent. As you blink the glare out of your eyes, you see that the light of the crystal has faded to a soft glow, and the room beyond is now illuminated. Let me adjust the dynamic lighting, and hear that, hear that, and the darkness. One moment, let me
Would it be okay if we took a little break right now? I have to help my parents with something.
Yeah, sounds good. So as I expand this space for you that you can now see into.
But I will be right back. Thank you. Sorry about
Yep.
that.
Oh, good.
Ellerast is going to cast Cure Wounds at a level 1 on Willem.
Noted. Okay.
Thank you. It feels much better.
I'm sure it does.
I think the cut on my back was seeping. It was really making my back itch.
Ooh.
Now it just itches because it's crusty back there.
Thanks for the description.
There we go.
Back on 27 or?
Yeah, so let's do break. Yeah, 27. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
7.5.
So you see a wide circular chamber. 4 sets of runes are marked in silver on the floor, the largest covering nearly the entire perimeter of the room. And the smallest, a 15-foot diameter circle at the center. There are 2 exits, one on the left and one on the right. Ahead, there are 3 wooden chests against the far side of the room. But before them, you see a dark and misshapen creature, writhing on the floor, still glowing as if the light from the crystal is clinging to it, causing all shadows upon its form to sort of dissipate. It seems very flat in its appearance at this point. It's vaguely humanoid, but its curling horns and unnaturally long limbs are tipped with claws, and a set of bat-like wings rise from its back, and it is writhing in pain on the floor.
I think that was the thing that attacked us. Be careful.
You think?
So,
On in.
what does it?
Let's go have a conversation with it.
Yeah, it looks funky, but you can talk to it if you'd like.
I still don't trust it. Shield up, weapon in hand, getting slowly closer.
Okay. Are you approaching to attack it, or are you just approaching on guard
just watching
defensively?
what it does. Yeah, defensively, yeah.
Okay, so effectively the dodge action.
Yeah.
Alright, you step to there. It's still writhing on the floor. Sort of, you see its eyes flash open, sees you approaching. It's still writhing in pain, though. As you step over the first ring of circle, it does lunge at you, and it's going to try to attack you. It has disadvantage because you took the dodge action.
Something about some chests as well, by the way.
Correct, on the far side of the room. That is an 11 to hit you, Dunnan. No good.
No, I don't. I immediately just step back, then to the outer circle again.
Willem. Right, sounds good. It shifts towards Willem.
Just gotta walk around the outside of the outer circle.
Okay. The circle isn't entirely protected to be able to walk around. As you step to here, it tries to lunge at you. Its claws slashing against what appears to be an invisible barrier. And then you can proceed around.
Alright, make sure no one disturb the barrier.
Where the chest you said? Up
Over here, yeah.
Is this another riddle or puzzle? So much easier to hit stuff than trying to solve some stupid puzzles.
Why don't you go make sure Willem doesn't die opening those chests, and Siegfried's gonna kneel down and
Chests are right here.
Yeah. Could I just are the runes something I recognize?
Make an Arcana check.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, I'll start ritually casting detect magic while they're dealing with the shelves, the chests. I mean.
Okay, noted. Arcana check. They seem familiar, like similar to the ones in the previous room that has the other serval circle that's smaller laid upon it. You're not quite sure, but it seems to be similar at the very least. Like the style is very much the same. Yeah. They're both silver circles that have been laid into the ground. Like it sort of all fits, but it's not runes that you can say with 100% certainty this is the same as above.
But
each of the circles does have a set of runes around it.
I can safely conclude though that this is probably the demon that they were trying to summon in the other room.
Not sure.
Okay.
Okay, so the two of you make it to the other side of the room. You're looking at the chests inside the first ring, and it's the thing that Siegfried has termed as a demon is just looking at the two of you, waiting.
Dunny, do you think can you try to poke your weapon through to see if you can poke at it?
I'm not sure. Is it just looking, waiting
It's there waiting for one of you, clearly, to
to enter?
enter its space.
Well, I could distract it while you try to open those chests.
Why do we have to open the chests?
Because they're chests. It's part of our job.
It's not part of our job.
It is part of our job. As
We're looking
adventurers,
for the stone.
we are contractually bound to open all chests.
You
We're
know,
looking for
it would be a
something.
real
Okay.
shame if your parents received an "oh no" letter that you didn't make it.
It would be even worse if they found out that I didn't open a chest.
Yeah, maybe a weight off their chests.
Could you imagine how disappointed my grandmothers would be if I did not open a chest? Willem's looking a little panicky at
It
this.
lunges at Aeolus.
We could also try to dispatch it.
Aeolus, 17 to hit you.
That hits.
11 points of psychic damage. You can
Alright.
do
what?
something else if you would like to.
Oh,
Aeolus is going to swipe at it.
Sure, go ahead and make an attack roll. Hits. Your weapon is not magical, correct?
Right.
Alright, so it takes... that does hit. You pass through part of its form, leaving sort of a smoky trail of sort of shadow that dissipates in the hard, harsh light. It does take some damage. It does not seem to take as much as you were expecting. But it doesn't look great. It didn't look great to start with in this bright light.
Alright,
I mean,
I'll step in, fully ready to attack it when it launches at me.
Okay, that's good. So you hold an action.
Willem will do the same, but with Grasp of the Void.
I will quaff a potion, and then that'll be it.
Okay, sounds good. So, it will try to lunge towards Dunnan next. As it's darting around. It only gets an 8 to attack you, though. You can go ahead and make an attack roll, Dunnan.
It's a lot of dice.
Ooh, nice. 19, as you swing Basher for the first time, just clock it over the head. How do you want to do this?
Just let's see how good you are at bashing heads, and not just overhead. As soon as it comes at me, just on the head.
Like the most gruesome game of whack-a-mole ever. You just swing, and there's a sickening sort of crunch followed by a squelch as the ball at the end of Basher just sinks about 2/3 of the way into its caved-in skull, and then flares with this inner radiant light, just searing the shadow from around it, and the form dissipates, totally destroyed.
I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with you. Just swings it around a little more. Wasn't that hard?
Open your
So
chest.
now you can look at your chests. Oh, but I'm done is fully prepared for another attack of some other demon that might appear.
Roll me a d6. Roll them.
D6? Yeah. Willem also responds with, I love looking at chests.
But all right. Second chest. This one is locked.
Why are chests always locked?
Feels very lightweight. It's about 2 feet by 1 foot by 1 foot. But it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. But it is locked.
Can they do the thing to make it open?
I think it might only be Heli Rest. But I
Well,
give us a do.
well, wait. If you're so obsessed with opening these, you should learn how to open them. So open it.
I don't know how.
Perfect time to try.
And he just like pokes at it a few times with his, I don't know, dagger or something.
Tink,
No,
tink.
with his handy dandy crowbar.
Sure, make me an athletics check with advantage.
The crowbar of opening chains.
As you accidentally smack yourself in the shin.
Flap!
You can't really get the purchase. Like, the wood here is well maintained, and the seam is a little bit too tight for you to sort of wedge the crowbar in. There's no give. So you're trying, you're hitting it, it's not giving it.
Give that to me. Let the real man try this.
So you're taking the crowbar and doing it yourself?
Yes.
Sure,
Just
go
make sure
ahead.
to give me the crowbar back. I still have to get the book out.
Give me athletics with advantage.
Never mind.
Got a 19, whatever. After about 8 seconds of whacking at it, Dunning, you sort of crack the lid of the chest in. That's wood. And then you can get the crowbar in and you sort of just pry the lid open and then reach down with your hands, just tearing pieces of the wood off. It's open. It's destroyed, but it's open.
So, what would you do without me? I'm the brains and the muscle. Ugh.
You are the Brussels.
Are you trying to sprout a new nickname?
Just look inside. Ugh.
Alright. Within the chest, nestled in... Well, they were nestled, now they're sort of jostled around a little bit. Within, like a velvet cushion, that seems to be like affixed to the inside of the chest, like much like a large jewelry box. Much of it is empty, although there are two things still contained within. There's a beautiful, looks like it's made out of copper or bronze, braided band that looks to be a ring of some sort. And there's also a set of earrings made out of a beautiful bluish purple crystal that look like a trident pointing downwards if they were hanging on your ears.
Ooh.
Siegfried, you were working on detect magic, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you have it up. Both of these items are magical. Both of them have evocation magic.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I recognize these?
Certainly. Go ahead and make a check for one of the two things. First, okay. Which is first, earrings or the ring?
I'll do the earrings first.
Sure, go for it. Can't quite place it. They seem to have like this. They catch the light beautifully, but beyond that, you're not sure. Go for the ring.
I'll hold on to the earrings for now. I'll figure that out next time. And then now can I do another roll for the ring?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Not sure. Not. The ring feels very cool to the touch. Much like gold. The little of which you've handled in your life, it's always cool. Even though this looks to be like brass or copper or bronze or some alloy of that, it's quite cooling and soothing to touch. Comforting, almost.
Are you just trying to figure out what these are? Because my family has vast knowledge on magical items, and can I look?
Right about your family. We don't even know if we can get back there right now.
Well, I'm just saying that
you almost just got us all killed for a test. Be quiet. Follow orders. Shut up.
Okay.
Oh, I have to agree with you. So next chest.
Okay. Roll me a d4 then, Dunn. So the second of the two remaining chests. This one is not locked, Dunnan. It's a little bit wider, but about the same height, and it's a little bit deeper. So it's about 2 feet wide by 1.5 feet deep and 1 foot in height. As you open this, contained within, thrown in rather haphazardly, about the size of a chihuahua, is a very poorly taxidermied dog. It's the most morose stuffed animal you've ever seen. Literally stuffed animal.
What by Moradin's balls is that supposed to be?
It is not magical, Siegfried. It's just a bad taxidermy job.
That's the second one we've seen, though, right?
Taxidermy?
No. Oh no, I saw a doll in the town, right?
Yeah, this is a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a toy for the demon? Or what?
Alright. One chest remaining. Who's going to open it?
Siegfried, you wanna do the honors?
Sure, I will. Well, I don't know.
Willem.
Willem Aeolus tries to grab you as you run by.
Yeah, Willem's making a run for it. Willem is pouting and running back to the book that he wants desperately.
Aeolus,
I will throw my great
athletics,
spear at you.
Athletics, Willem, acro, or athletics. Who's opening the third chest?
Siegfried.
If they need a crowbar, though, I think Dunnan should do it, right? You have much better strength than I do.
Well, let's see if it's locked first.
Okay.
Willem's already a little shaky on, their value within the party, and identifies gaining their magical skills through the book that they found as a child, so wants to prove it to the others that he can get even stronger by finding a new book. He's making a run for the book.
Yeah, you get back up there. That's fine.
I will chase after.
Sure. The third chest is not locked. Contained within, there is another sort of nestling, almost like for jewelry. But there are 3 beautiful rubies. Each are 6-sided, and they're cut. 2 of the sides are slightly longer than the others, giving them sort of a almost rectangular shape with pointed ends, though. Hexagonal, but not equilaterally. They're stunning. Add 3 fire rubies to the party inventory. These are worth 20 gold each.
Did somebody
3 fire
write it down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Earrings, ring, a dog, statue, whatever, and fire rubies.
Can I put one of the fire rubies in front of my produced flame? Do they have the same sort of runes in them, like the stone we used to activate the gate?
They do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's secret size a little bit. Doesn't seem like these ones will take us home, Dunnan.
Willem, what are you trying to do?
I'm not talking to you. None of you like me. None of you respect me. You think I'm weak, and you don't think I'm good for anything, and I'm gonna get another book that makes me more powerful than you. And smarter.
Stop acting like a spoiled child and get back here.
He's sobbing while he does it. I don't have to listen to you. I'm taller than you.
Willem?
Oh, you're acting like right now? You're acting like one of the numbers.
Yeah, but everybody likes them. And he's desperately trying to get the book off of the chains at this point.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. As you're sort of struggling with all your might, one of the chains snaps, and now there's only one chain still holding it. At this point, you feel you could finish prying the book off if you wanted to, but it would take the front cover with it.
I definitely could not damage a book.
Okay. So it still remains shackled at the moment. If you feel the cover starting to pull away, and you ease off on the tension so that way it doesn't break it.
step away
Baby,
from the
don't
book.
rip. Don't rip. We're gonna be okay.
Let
Away.
cool off.
Leave
You
me
do
alone.
not
This is
know
my
what
book. You
that
can go
might
without
do.
me.
Nobody
See if
said
we
we
got
don't
that.
like you.
You all did.
No, nobody said. It's just in your head. Everybody likes you. But you're just behaving like the spoiled child. Calm down. Alright?
No.
Everything's gonna be fine. I touch him and I try to touch him. I don't know if you lets me.
He just continues gently tugging at the book, but lets you touch him.
I will cast. I know you're just scared right now, but everything's fine. Alright? You're one of us. You're one of the Mad Dogs, alright? And we'll get you the book, but it's too dangerous for now, okay?
Yeah, I'm Mad Dog just because I was the one that made the patches, so. You didn't think of
Yes.
patches, you just thought of the
Yep.
name.
They are very beautiful patches.
You see the
Trust me,
blood
we're
on
gonna
them?
be heroes one day, and everybody will sing our names. And yours will be on there too. Trust me.
I don't
Mad
have the
Mad
time
Dogs, right?
to deal with this. None of us do. Step away
Give
from
him
the
some
book.
time. I got
Fine.
this, Eolus. He's coming back. Trust me. All right? You good, Willem? Now
Yeah, let's
we
go.
got more treasures, maybe back there. Come on.
I was just trying to tell him that I might have known what they were. But okay, let's go.
So you have 1 minute.
It fades by the time you guys conclude this and get
Yeah.
back downstairs. Definitely adds the flavor, though. Yep. So there's two corridors, left and right, from the circle room.
Oh, left or
Aeolus
right?
is gonna look down the left one.
Okay. You can go ahead and proceed to the end of that corner. Okay. Let me read this for you. The corridor branches off into several small rooms, each bearing as you look, an old wooden desk. You can keep moving down the corridor, and shelves. The desks bear varying messes of books and aged and faded notes, while the shelves themselves contain additional books and several strange jars, in which float ghastly eyeballs, skeletal preserves of animals, and even some whole creatures still intact and preserved since the gods only know when.
Aeolus is just gonna push in to the room to give a brief glance over any books that may be open.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and give me an investigation or perception check, your choice, depending on how thorough you're choosing to be, how much time you're going to take. Investigation. So you'll be spending about 5-10 minutes pouring through everything in this first room, Aeolus.
Yep.
There are all manner of things. The books themselves look wildly aged, incredibly damaged, and as you sort of just very carefully leaf one of the pages, it sort of just breaks and crumbles in your hand. These are very old, very dry, and the ink upon them has even started to degrade to the point that everything's sort of just a blurred mess. You do sort of go through everything and feel pretty confident. There's nothing here, unless you need a jar full of eyeballs, there's nothing here that really sticks out to you as particularly valuable.
Do I sense anything with detect magic?
As you pass by, as Aeolus is pouring through this area, you do not. No. All right.
Well, Willem, there's a whole library there, not on chains. Just be careful.
Okay. Do you go to the next room, Siegfried?
Yep, I will.
All right, go ahead and move down one more. Perfect. So Siegfried, immediately upon entering this room, you do sense a magical aura coming from the far wall, the bookcase. There's a bunch of rolled up pieces of parchment and books upon it. The rest of the room looks much like the other one. There is a dry rotted cot in the corner that's also covered in books and papers and random jars and unknown stains.
Sorry, I keep muting myself and talking. Is the magic coming from the books and scrolls themselves?
On the bookcase, correct? Yes.
Okay. Any specific school?
Yeah. You try to narrow down and you find a single scroll that's sort of wound up and has a wax seal upon it.
Okay.
This has. Let me double check the school for the. An abjuration aura.
Okay. If I read the scroll, will it damage the magic or no? Like
Not
if
sure.
I try to
You could. Do you pick up the scroll and take a look at it? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So upon reading the first few words of it, you recognize this is a spell scroll of arcane lock.
Okay. And I don't think this is a spell Siegfried can use.
So yeah, you can only cast it if the spell is in your spell list, and if it's a higher level than that which you would have slots for, then you may have to make a spellcasting ability check.
And all right, well Siegfried will take the scroll.
Right. So and
he'll just stuff it into Willem's hands very unceremoniously. Here, it's a magic scroll. I'm sorry for yelling at you.
Done in left or right.
And then I'm just gonna walk out of the room and follow Dunnan.
Apology accepted. I love you too. More than the numbers.
Which one, Dunnan?
Let's go to the right.
Sounds good. Pouring through this space, this appears to be a pseudo mess hall of some point. Although everything at this point has been coated in a thin layer of what looks to be lichen and mold, from food or residue that has been left out for untold years, and then the lichen and molds appear to have perished after exhausting their own food source. It's vile. It smells terrible in here, and Siegfried, nothing pops out to your senses. After searching through this space and the one above, it will let you finish searching your room, and you can rejoin the party if you choose to.
Aeolus is gonna step back to the circular room and
Sounds
just
good.
keep an eye out.
All right. Is anyone searching the left one while Dunnan goes through the useless kitchen?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Despite what everybody thinks.
All right. So go into the room.
Willem is useful.
Nope.
Sorry, the left one?
Left one, yeah. All right. So, Willem, as you appear through this, this appears to be sort of a records room. There's just stacks of bookcases, much of which has sort of been pulled off and is piles on the ground. You do find one more scroll that has a wax seal upon it that appears to be intact. Cracking that, you find this is a scroll of comprehend languages.
Possible Willem is taking any of the scrolls that is finding and very carefully kind of working them into their book.
Sounds good. Yeah. Can someone also add them to the party loop, please?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. 2 more rooms down at the bottom.
I've just been assuming Sam has been doing it since he's been doing it, so thank you, Sam.
All right. Right again, done? Or left?
Nope. Left.
Left.
Mix it
Okay.
up.
Let me grab this. The final room to the right to the right of as you walk down the corridor, left of the map, holds a different scene than most of the others. There's a pile of broken wood and ancient parchments that lie to one side, perhaps the remains of a desk or shelves or something. but the back wall is dominated by a display of several weapons held behind a thick pane of amber-colored glass. The weapons are beautiful, include a battle axe, a warhammer, several swords and daggers, and a small bronze plaque to one side beneath the glass reads break glass in case of emergency in the common tongue.
Anything magical, Siegfried? Or just regular weapons?
Sense anything?
No, you do not.
I mean, these weapons are good make, but they're not magic. We should still try and take them if we can.
Who's gonna carry them? I mean,
I can. And Siegfried has his this ability.
Willem, as they're discussing this, and then you look through the other room. This appears to be a taxidermy room. You find the source of where that dog had come from at one point.
Fantastic. Is there anything of note other than dead stuffed animals?
There are expired agents used in the preservation. There is highly rotten meat at this point of things that have sort of been knocked over in some kerfuffle in times past. And that has had some lichens and sort of molds grow upon it after it dried out of whatever preservatives had soaked it through. There is nothing of value to note here.
Any of those lichens able to be used in cooking to make tasty food?
You can certainly try. You can collect a small tin of dried lichen.
Siegfried yelled out, Aeolus, you might want to look at this.
I turn to Siegfried and say, well, if you're confident that you can carry all these weapons, well, we can... pretty sure we can sell them or use them.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna use any of the weapons from the armory here anymore, I think. So, besides us.
Siegfried would try and, using the tarp that he now kindly has from Heliras, so he's not using his tent, he'll try and bundle up as many of the weapons as he can.
Weapons are behind the amber glass pane.
Oh, okay.
They're like in a glass case.
I shrug it down, and I mean, this is kind of an emergency. Like, I guess their civilization has fallen, and we have no way home.
I just shrug and bash in the glass with the
Anyways, they called you. What are you doing up there while they've been searching through this space?
I'm just keeping watch. I don't know if the demons will stay away.
Sounds good. I just wanted to double check if you were doing anything specific.
No.
Dunnan, go ahead and make me an attack roll, please.
Got it.
You swirl Basher around for a moment and then connect it quite well with the glass, and there's a spider crack that sort of shatters out across the glass, and then a moment pauses, and then it crashes down. From beyond the glass, the amber-colored liquid that was tinting it sort of spills forth. Dunnan, does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of acid damage. As I need the group of you to roll into initiative, please.
I walk away for one moment.
Another mimic.
It is very clearly not mimic.
After Out of the Abyss, I can just identify who's So many. This fucking yellow ochre. I did a whole story arc where they had to fight the Pudding King. It was so fun.
That's great. All right, Dunnan, top of initiative order as this thing sort of spills forward, and you think it's a liquid at first, and then as it sort of crashes onto you, it sort of punches you in the face for a good bit, and you feel the singe trying to eat into your beard, but it's strong enough to not be damaged by something as simple as that. What'll you do?
I'm starting to hate this place. Let me return the favor. Damn.
14 hits. This thing is huge and slow and just sort of oozing along slowly. That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage and a point of radiant damage. 10 total. Nice.
Can I take a step back, or
yeah, definitely.
Is it holding me, or
no? You're not currently grappled.
Okay, just wanna
Yeah,
back away a little bit.
Like you pull your feet out of it, you can feel see sort of the acid was trying to eat into your boots. Too long standing in it might have done something, but no real damage to it to your stuff at the moment. All right, so that's your attack. You still have plenty more movement unless you'd like to stay where you are.
No, staying in front.
All right, that'll bring us to Aeolus. You heard the cracking of glass, Aeolus. That was the last thing that you heard. You can determine if that's something that Aeolus would be cautioned by and feel the need to rush towards, or if it's something that he would ascribe to them being them and not doing anything about it.
Aeolus is just gonna walk just around the corner.
Okay.
Did you guys find something else?
Yes. Dunnan is under attack again. Please help us.
All right, sounds good. So you'll be able to jump further in now, realizing there's danger next round, Aeolus.
Yep.
Around to Willem.
Oh, it's hideous! And it's fun looking. Let's do this. Whee! And I'm gonna drop that in the middle of it.
Nice. All right, Constitution save. That's a 5-foot radius, easy enough to avoid your companion there. It's a con save. Natural 1. Fails that, and we'll get a description here. Gains a level of exhaustion. So it takes the 14 points of cold damage, though. Very good.
It's a really cool. Is that one of your spells, Spencer?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. Okay, that's you, Willem. Anything else before it goes?
That would back up.
That sounds good. All right, the jelly's turn as it sort of is still spilling forth. It's a massive volume of this goop. It just sort of starts oozing along the ground into the group of you, going around your legs and Dunnan, you're sort of caught up to your thigh, starting to singe the crotch of your pants with this acid. It's going to make an attack on Siegfried. Siegfried, 17 to hit you?
Yep, AC is 15.
Okay. That is 9 points of bludgeoning and 1 point of acid.
I am going to Stone's Endurance.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead.
That's my Stone's Endurance for this long rest.
Nice. And that'll bring us around to Hellerest after it goes.
Okay. Hellerest is going to
3
cast
points total.
Sapping Sting on it. It's going to actually back up a little bit to here.
Okay.
And then cast Sapping Sting on it.
Okay, it is going to make an opportunity attack against you.
Okay.
19 to hit you, Hellerest.
Hell yeah.
10 points of bludgeoning and 6 points of acid damage. 16 total.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, nasty hit. And so,
Wait, no.
Sorry, go ahead.
I am wearing the armor of Agathis. So...
when did you cast that?
Oh, Right before we went through the dark room.
Went into the dark room. Okay, so yeah, it would still be up. And
It's just
you had cast that at first level.
yes.
Okay, noted. So instead of taking 16, you lose your 5 temporary and then take 11 points of damage. And it takes 5 points of cold damage in response.
Yep.
It had gotten past Siegfried's feet and it sort of just coiled up your leg and squeezed before you were able to yank your leg out. As your leg sort of almost got crushed, but the ice tried to help it. And now it has to make a con save against Sapping Sting. That is a 14. It just saves, unfortunately. Okay. Are you continuing to move, or are you staying there? It's already made its opportunity attack. If you wanted to try to get further away.
Yeah, I'm just going to just back up a little more towards Willem.
Okay, sounds
Keep
good.
him protected if you can.
Around a Siegfried then.
I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
If I move down here, would it get an opportunity attack?
It's made its reaction, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I am backing up.
Nope.
And I am going to.
It seems to not really be sticky, like you would have expected. So it's easy to pull away from it.
And I am going to shoot a guiding bolt at it.
Yeah, go for it. Make a sack roll.
Yeah, and I'm using one of the charges from my star map, so it won't use spell slot.
Noted. Ooh, 20 will hit 19 points of radiant damage. Great damage roll. How do you want to do this?
I'm just going to just kind of like lob it over my shoulder as I'm like running at Hellrest, like comically. I'm like, oh god.
Haphazardly, just sort of pointing backwards with your open palm, launching the energy. Denon will be fine.
I imagine Aeolus looking down the hallway. First, he sees Hellrest run out, like a yellow ochre tendril go after her, and then Siegfried running out behind her, just lobbing something.
Very, very 80s cartoon style.
Yeah, like just like a Scooby-Doo
in and
episode.
out of the different doors. You just launch the bolt back. It hits the creature and sort of quivers and shakes for a moment, and then as the sparks sort of descend all over this massive form, the sparks singe and burn into it, and then all of the bits of jelly sort of coalesce and try to stick onto the sparks, trying to nullify them, but it's too much volume of this energy. There's not enough of the jelly. As it sort of tries to dissipate and absorb this, it eats itself up, trying to nullify this energy. And there's a clattering, almost like of hail, for about 2 seconds, as thousands of little tiny hardened beads of ochre jelly fall onto the ground all around Dunnan. And that's going to take you guys out of initiative.
Aeolus is going to rush up, activating a Crimson Right because he doesn't know if it's dead.
Okay. Are you next? Yeah, you were next. Go ahead and make your Crimson Right roll as you dash up. And then just see Dunnan looking like he's about to start playing with beads. Siegfried,
Too late, Aeolus.
Siegfried, I do need a concentration check from you, please.
So, where's the creature?
You may
I look at my feet and say, there. It was a jelly, or pudding, or I don't know. It hurt real bad.
All of you seem fine.
So-
Wait! I sense something from the weapons now. Illusion magic? Can I go?
I'm not gonna bash it again.
Can I touch one of the weapons?
You reach out towards one of the beautiful daggers and sort of pass your hand right through the handle. Weapons are illusions.
You know, I'm really starting to hate that guy who invented or constructed this whole dungeon. He seems like a real joker.
It's just the weapons illusions, or is the wall an illusion as well?
The wall is there. The weapons, and it looks like at one point weapons were held here. The hooks upon which the weapons have been placed are real also. It's just the weapons themselves don't exist.
Okay.
Are we finished here?
Yes.
Who needs some rest, or are we continuing on? You look real hurt, Aeolus.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
As does Heli rest and Willem.
I could use a little rest as well.
This would be your second short rest of the day, so your last chance to do, last one that you'd be able to do.
Yeah, I will do that. And get my wild shapes back.
Sounds good. Aeolus, are you keeping watch in the circle area?
As the group sits down and rests, Aeolus is just going to briefly look in the room on the right to make sure there's nothing inside of it.
There appears to have been a wooden door here at one point that's just sort of lying on the ground. And as you peer in, you see rows of old wooden shelves stacked with books, and a very faint shuffling sound can be heard from the far end of the room.
I back up. I back up slowly,
Sure.
and I will head over to the opposite side of the room.
No,
I will
okay.
call off a healing potion. That's 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yes.
Or 2d4 plus 4. A regular healing potion.
Regular healing potion should be 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
2.
There should be a macro also. Yeah, you guys have a macro if you need it.
Do we have a plethora of healing potions?
You have a decent bit at this point.
I mean, I'll hand one over to Heliras because
Can I bum one?
yeah, I will give Heliras my one.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
you are short resting, Heliras, so you can also use hit dice if
Yeah.
you want to.
Okay, but I'm down to like 6. I'll take a healing potion and then do hit dice.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Perfect.
Alright, so we are down to 2 unclaimed healing potions.
Well,
I still have some.
done.
I still have some spell slots left for healing. I've just been saving them in case, so I have some.
Okay. Who wants to take the 2 ones that yet have been claimed?
I think
I
you.
will take one, and you should hold on to one.
Yeah, I think you and Dunnan should keep them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Aeolus is fine. He just lives in single digits.
On the edge. So, everybody rested up? Let's continue.
At the end of
We got a whole other side.
At the end of the short rest too, I would richly cast detect magic again as well.
Noted. Okay. Aeolus, did you spend any hit dice? Yeah, you did. Okay.
And as the group walks up, Aeolus will tell them in the other room on the far side. I heard shuffling sounds, so be careful.
Right. Let me go first. Can I listen in if I do
Sure,
hear
give me-
the shuffling?
Sure, give me a perception check. You hear a few words in a language which you do not recognize. And then the sound of shuffling, and then like a chuklunk sound of like something being set onto the shelf, like a wooden shelf, and then more shuffling.
I'll nod back. Try to look around the corner. I poke my head in.
Alright, as you poke your head in, shuffling from let me grab the measuring tool. There we go. From about here, out, and then up, and then back into the stacks again, and out of sight, is an old man. He takes zero notice of you, and he's just muttering, "Yes, right away, Master Yo." Goes back in the shelf, and you can hear him starting to speak in another tongue again, which you do not recognize.
Okay, creepy.
Hello? You there?
No reply.
Aeolus is going to step forward. And he's just going to scan through the aisles as he walks closer.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see this individual sort of working on a tome. He's scratched a symbol onto the inside of one of the covers with this stick of charcoal, and then is muttering over it, wiggling his fingers at it, in the haphazard voice. Takes no notice of any of you as you approach. Like, you standing right next to him, like right around the corner of the thing, doesn't even pay attention to you.
I try to touch him.
You're just shaking.
Hello?
His fingers stop wiggling. Yes, Master Dio. Of course. And puts the book down, sort of shuffles, sort of moves himself, sidles past you, but doesn't really look at you. Goes and reaches a big, sort of a sack on a cart off to one side, and reaches into the bag all the way up to his shoulder, rummaging around for a moment, pulls out a different book, sort of opens that, scratches a different symbol into it, and then starts muttering at this one as he sort of wanders towards a different shelf up towards the north end of the room.
How large is the sack that he walked over to?
About maybe 1.5 feet in depth. It looks like a rucksack. Very much like something you would sling over your shoulder in place of a backpack, where you just sort of stuff everything into one bag.
Okay. Aeolus wants to look inside to see if it's just books that are in there.
You look inside. You go over to the cart, and he's shuffled away towards the other end of the area. You look inside. There's nothing inside.
I just walk away from the cart.
Okay.
Tannen, ask Siegfried to take a look at that. It doesn't smell right.
Smells like burlap.
Nothing in here smells right.
Aeolus, the southern end of the room. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I need to take a look at something.
Oh yeah.
Can you take a look at that rucksack or that whatever this man holds?
Okay.
So he's not holding it; it's just lying on a cart.
It's just lying.
So, so you're taking a look at that. Aeolus, to the south side of the room, there is a hole in the floor, and there's a sign that has a bunch of very small little sort of cauldrons or little cups made with metal that sort of extend out of it, almost the size of a spoon, all around the outside of the edges of the sign. And each of them contains a very small, about the size of a candle flame, glowing mote of fire. And in alternating pattern, they're flashing yellow and then blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. So that way it's a pattern going around. And it looks like it's rotating because of how the pattern's shifting. And then you blink and then it looks like it's rotating the other way. But the sign reads, this way for the final battle.
Hey, look! It seems like we've reached the end.
And there is a rope that extends down into the hole.
Another
Siegfried, the sack is magical. It has a transmutation property to it.
Okay, is it the whole sack or something inside the sack?
No, the whole sack.
I'll do an Arcana check to see if I recognize it.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Fantastic. Maybe if you didn't hate Willem.
You do recognize this, Siegfried. This is a it's made of burlap, but it is a bag of holding.
Siegfried's gonna hold on to this one.
Sure. You have no idea if there's anything in it at the moment, but it is a bag of holding.
He just looks over at Willem and just sticks his tongue out at him and crosses his eyes.
All
Well,
he's trying to
let's
say is
finish
he still
up.
did Arcana checks. Better than you, in fact.
Are we all
Also-
here?
Yeah,
Check it.
so I think Haliras
I think
is...
so.
I'll go first then.
Good luck.
All right.
See you on the
Uh,
other side.
If you zoom out, Dunnan, you'll see where your token
Yes.
ended up.
Yeah, I'll see it.
I'll move the tokens one at a time. The descent is rather easy. There are foot loops put into the rope every few feet. But it does continue for many minutes until you eventually make it to the cavern floor. The air here is slightly damp. The ground beneath you feels soft and uneven, more like a cave than a continuation of the artificial structure above. A single rounded passageway leads onwards.
Well, you better all be prepared for
Alright.
whatever comes next.
Let me pin you guys over to the correct spot. There we go. I'm going to move all your tokens up just because of the dynamic lighting. I'm not sure if you guys can get through the wall there. Okay. The short tunnel opens into a cavern at least 100 feet wide and 20 feet tall. A massive purple curtain cuts across the space, with the words "Final Boss" scrawled across it in gigantic, childlike lettering. The S's are backwards.
Oh god, I can't wait what comes next.
I really, really want to have a conversation with whoever wrote these.
As you sort of make this sound of you speaking within this space, there's a loud whistle that sort of rings out throughout the thing, and the curtain slowly, melodramatically parts, revealing a form, sort of crouched, sort of shifts and moves of this large mechanical monstrosity. A huge shape rears up before you as it's awoken. Gigantic mechanical beast with steel claws and teeth and leathery wings that stretch around the cavern. It clicks the joints of its neck and lets out a hoarse bellow. A bright light crackles and fizzles within its chest, and steam hisses from the sides of its mouth as it turns its serpentine neck towards you and draws in a facsimile of breath. Let me adjust this. Ignore the magical aura.
But there is no magical aura.
Never mind. It was just showing on my screen then. All right. There we go. I need initiative, please.
Oh boy.
Of course you do.
Ah,
Oh,
the
shit.
one time I roll poorly.
Oh, God. Thank God. I never want to go first.
I got a nat 20, but I forgot to click my token. 1 second.
That's okay. You just have to roll another nat 20. Shit.
God damn it.
That just waste all those nat 20s right now.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Okay, so Siegfried, you're updated. Everyone's initiative correct. Willem,
Yes.
what is your dexterity modifier?
+3.
All right.
Yes, +3.
You can go ahead. Siegfried, top of the order. As this thing sort of unfurls and lets out this like mechanical clicking, groaning roar. What are you doing?
Right now, I can only hear it, so I'm gonna move up because I can't see shit right.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just looking at Aeolus. Here we go. I am going to go into archery form.
Okay, sounds good. It's a bonus action change form, and when you go into you said archer.
Yeah, archer form, and you see like the shimmering sort of short bow that starts on his like one of his. It sort of comes out of his left wrist, like the two parts of the bow sort of intersect at his wrist bone, and like it's almost like his left arm is like a bow itself now.
I like it. Sweet. Do you get to do an arrow when you enter it, or is it the next round that you get to start doing?
Let me double check.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a good question. So this is starry form. So when I go into
When you activate it as a bonus action.
on your subsequent turns, while it lasts, you can. So I can't attack with it right now.
Okay, sounds good.
And I am just going to fire a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
With my starry map.
Action. Gotcha. Star map. All right.
Yep.
Go ahead and make the attack roll.
I don't think a 16 hits.
16 does not. As it sort of crashes against the metallic form, it sort of shifts and it ricochets into the stone wall up above, stone ceiling.
Okay, and yeah, I'll be like, good luck, and then I will hide behind Dunnan.
Classy.
Who what? Comes up to your knees?
Yes, it comes up to like, yeah.
It's like mid-chest. All right. That brings us to Hellerast.
Hellerast is going to pull out Corin.
Okay. Let me grab Corin. Where? Where did we store Corin?
We haven't seen Corin in a while.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
He's been chilling between the boobs.
I'm just gonna use that icon for archery form on my thing now. Gotta
Sounds
find
good.
a good one.
Alright, so Corin gets popped out. And Corin's hit points are equal to what?
Oh shit. Okay, let's see here.
So it's going to be in the
AC
Spirit Companion.
plus proficiency bonus.
Alright, so your proficiency bonus is 2, so 12.
So 12.
And then hit points equal...
Let's see. Oh god, this is such a long thing.
Drop in chat.
Okay.
And then Dunnan, you're on deck. Alright, so AC 10 hit points, it's right after that. Hit points equal your Constitution modifier plus twice your Shaman level. So your Shaman level's 3. And
Six.
so 6, and then what's your Constitution?
Constitution is 4.
4. So its hit points are now 10.
Okay.
So any damage less than 10 that it takes nothing.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. Can I move her forward, or is that my only action?
Yeah, so on your turn, as a bonus action, you conjure her, and then on your turn, you can command her to move up to 30 feet, no action required.
Okay. So she's gonna. I'm gonna tell her to go right up to the steam dragon and see if she can find any way she can crawl inside.
Okay, so 30 feet. She can definitely get. Let me snap the dragon to the grid. There we go. So she can definitely get close to it. She can't make an attack this turn, but she can get there because it's a bonus action to also have her attack.
I don't want her to attack. I just want her to explore.
Okay.
She's just crawling on it.
Okay.
Not attacking.
Sounds good. So she's looking for spots that she can try to strike at or get in at next for next round.
Get inside and work on some wiring or some shit.
All right. You still have an action that you can do.
Action. I'm gonna
remember,
go.
Corin has to stay within 60 feet of you. Pardon me.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Misfortune on it.
Ooh, nice. Okay. That's a Wisdom save. No, rolls a 5. So it takes 2 points of psychic damage. It does not seem to care whatsoever. However, you do get the rider effect of Misfortune. So it seems to be immune to the psychic, but it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Nice.
That'll bring us to Dunnan, unless you're moving, Hellerest.
No, I'll stay there.
Oh, Dunnan is just exuding excitement, and he's just saying, "Yes, finally a worthy opponent," and she just charges in
Sure.
at this thing, bash out, and attacking it.
Go for it.
Can this give Dunnan flanking?
It can, but Dunnan hasn't really gotten a fight with Corin that much as of yet.
It
So
could be up to Dunnan, yeah.
He's too absorbed with the enemy in front of him.
sounds good, Dunnan. As you rush forward, trying to bash into it, you swing, swirling it around wildly, and just it
All
clatters
the
against some of its
horses.
claws. Other words. Got something else?
Got it,
got a strike. Plus 10. Nice. So as it bounces against its claws, you sort of focus for a moment and allow that momentum to sort of carry it up into its jaws. It's sort of trying to lean down. 19 hits. So that is 15 points of damage.
15. Yes.
Nice.
I'm just standing there ready to fight and battle it out.
Okay. As it sort of impacts and crashes, it sort of the gears shift and grind, and steam starts to pour from these 4 vents on either side of its mouth. Anything else done?
Nope.
Okay. That brings us around to Willem.
So, first question: did it take him like an opportunity attack or anything this round? I missed it. If so,
It's not done anything yet. No.
okay, perfect. Trying to figure out what I want to do. If and you will. Is that enough to hit it?
Chaos bolt. As you launch this energy, undulating and shifting through space, just barely impacting the creature in a spot that it looks like it might be vulnerable. You get it underneath the wing and its side. Go ahead and roll some damage. 5 and 2. So you have cold and lightning as your options.
Lightning it is.
12 points of damage. Lightning? Okay.
Yeah.
As the lightning impacts its metallic form, it sort of crackles around it. The creature makes no response to the lightning damage.
Sorry.
Seems like lightning's not the way to go.
Great.
Blunt force, I think.
All right, Willem, staying put or moving?
So this line across the way.
That
doesn't
was where the curtain
represent
is.
anything.
That was just where the curtain was. Yep. And all of the ground is level here. Level enough.
There.
Sounds good. Around to the steam dragon's turn. The impact that you did to it, Dunnan, is going to roar and turn its head towards you and pull it back like a snake about to strike. And lunge forward, and right as you like tense, getting ready for it to try to make like a bite against you, it stops all of a sudden, and the steam bellows forth from the four vents on either side of its mouth. Grab that measuring tool.
Ooh, cold.
20. 20. Ooh, Willem just outside. Dunnan and only Dunnan needs a dexterity saving throw, please.
You got it.
Hang in there, Dunnan. You got this.
17. You do succeed, pulling your shield up just in time to try to mitigate some of this. You do take half damage from its steam breath attack, which it'd be great if it actually rolled for me when I put the descriptor to do a roll into the ability. There we go. So it would have been 21 points of fire damage, halved 10.
Yikes.
Yeah. As it sort of roars and clicks and shifts around, it is going to try to move over to here. Corwin could make an opportunity attack, spending your reaction, Hellerast.
Sure.
Go for it. Make a spirit strike attack on your sheet.
Okay.
.22 hits. 5 points of force damage as Corwin sort of been clambering around this before she gets shaken off. Sort of scratches into it and pulls a few plates off. 5 points.
Nice.
That brings us to Aeolus. As you see, lightning damage is no good against an Aeolus.
Aeolus is just
there we go.
slightly irritated at that, and it's just going to attack.
Setting up the flank, you connect with the crit. There you go. That is 18 points of slashing damage. You just untick the lightning for now, I suspect.
Yeah.
But still significantly good damage. You find some purchase, sort of peeling and getting the blade between a few layers. You twist it on the release. You feel a few bolts snapping and popping.
And that's Aeolus' turn.
All right. That'll bring us around to Siegfried. Set up shedding light. Your starry form does shed light, I believe, correct?
Yep, 10 feet.
Is it 10 and 10?
Let me double check. I think it's 10 and 10. Sorry, it's so far back. 10 foot bright, 10 foot dim.
Okay. And are you still holding a torch? You were previously.
Yes, I'm still holding a torch.
Okay.
Just in my
Offhand.
Yeah, offhand. Yep.
There we go. Your light is set up.
Yeah, the archery form is only like flavored as a bow. I don't think I have to actually fire it like a
no,
bow.
it doesn't. Yeah.
So yeah, I am just going to get the hello Hellerast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I am going to fire another guiding bolt at it, but this time I use a spell slot.
Okay, noted. Go for it. You launch the energy. 22 does hit. impacting one of its wings, tearing a small hole in it, but the sparks sort of arc over and drizzle down onto the creature's form, illuminating parts of it for a brief time.
And then with my bonus action, I am going to use my archer attack.
Okay, go for it. That uses up the advantage from Guiding Bolt.
Yep.
Make the attack roll. 23
Nice.
also hits. Another 11 points of radiant damage. As it sort of turns towards you, the source of these impacts. Anything else, Siegfried?
That is, I use my movement, my action, my bonus, so that is it.
All right, that brings us to Hellerast.
Okay.
Before you go, Hellerast, Corwin, through that connection that you have as you've conjured her, lets you know its chest appears to be this sort of power core. It is armored, but it seems to be maybe a vulnerable point.
Okay.
That glowing orb in its chest.
Okay, let's see here.
Does appear
Trying
more
to
well
decide
protected,
between another guiding bolt headed there, or I'm gonna use the spellfire short bow
though. Okay. Sounds good.
and aim for the chest.
Okay. Are you making it as a bow attack, or are you consuming a spell slot for magic missile?
Spell slot for magic missile.
Okay. So they'll shriek through the area. What level spell slot are you using?
I'm gonna use my last level 1 spell.
Level 1. Okay. And the spellfire short bow basically gives a +1 level, so it's as if it's a level 2. So that's 4 darts. Pardon me. At 5 force damage apiece. So 20 points of force damage streaking through, impacting parts of its form as it's starting to tear around, trying to figure out where the most danger is coming from. Very good hits there.
Awesome.
Staying put or shifting your position?
Staying put.
Okay. They'll bring us around to Dunnan.
Oh, Dunnan looks at the basher and just shouts at it, enemy style, healing bash, with my bonus action.
Okay.
So it emanates the thing cloud of incense out of 10 feet for 1 minute. At the start of each of your turns, you and the creatures in the incense each regain 1d hit points.
Nice. So that is, you said 10 feet, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for 1 minute, yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't know if I heal 1d4 now or the next one.
Go ahead and drop the one from your features into chat so I can double check it.
Which features?
The basher. It's the very top.
Oh, the basher.
Yeah.
There.
Bonus action. The start of each of your turns. So start
Okay.
at the beginning of your next turn. You and everyone else within that aura will heal 1d4.
And then with his action, he will bash at it.
Go for it. Are you
With
targeting
advantage, right?
You have the advantage. Are you targeting its the chest, because it's turned towards Siegfried at the moment? Targeting the chest that seems to be its power that's heavily armored, or it itself?
Is it pointed out to me yet?
It's-
Or to Dunnan?
It's vaguely facing in that direction, so you could target that chest if you wanted to.
Well, I'll try to go for it, yeah.
Sure, go for it. Ooh, nice. As you sort of gauge what's going on, the incense starts to pour out of Basher, filling the space with what kind of smell?
You know what? Some ale smell. Like soft ale
The smell of the most delightful booze house you can ever think
Yes.
of.
I imagine it smells like dwarven hops, just really
Yeah.
pungent and green smell.
Filling this
And
space
I will-
with this hearty smell.
I will divine smite it.
Ooh, nice. Go for it.
So
What level spell
2d8
slot you want
more.
to burn? First
Just
level?
one. Yes.
Oh yeah, you only have
First
first level
level.
so far.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll an additional 2d8, please.
Yes. Nah, come on.
Oh,
Oh my! The first time you use smite.
Yes.
No,
Second time.
second.
Oh.
Yeah, against the wolves. As you swing and sort of crash basher into this thing, there's this loud roar that goes out. That's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, doubled to 38 points of damage. As you impact this thing's power core, it recoils wildly.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
don't
now
like this, huh?
focused on you.
Bring it.
Around to Willem.
Can I ask for some clarification on one thing? With this smoke that is around Bunny there, how is it affecting the light? Is it still full light? Is it dim?
It doesn't block line of sight whatsoever.
Well, it's not so much line of sight. I'm just asking, is it dim?
Yeah, it's like incense smoke that's just wafting through the area.
Well, dadnabbit. I'll still give this a try. I feel like a lot of my stuff probably just won't work against this creature because it's mechanical, but...
Okay. So you're conjuring the Shadow Blade as a bonus action?
So, I'm going to step right there.
Okay, so at the start of Dunan's turn, you will benefit from the healing.
I'm not going to necessarily stay right there, but... Yeah, the reason I was asking is I was hoping to get advantage on my attack, basically.
Gotcha. So as you swing with the Shadow Blade, 12, not quite enough to connect into its form. You sort of swing towards the wing, but the wing has shifted as Dunnan impacted, and it turned slightly. It just moved it right out of your reach, unfortunately.
Well...
Alright, you keep moving.
Okay.
Alright, it is going to make an opportunity attack against you, Willem. As you continue to sort of try to get further away, it is going to swipe out and try to rake you in the back with one of its claws. 18 to hit you.
18 is my AC.
7 points of slashing damage, and a concentration check for a Shadow Blade, please. DC 10. Shadow Blade keeps going. And that brings us around to the Steam Dragon's turn for recharge. Noted. Okay. Sort of looks around as you see the steam start to flow back out of the tubes on either side of its mouth. It's still solely focused on Dunnan. It's going to try to tear into you with a multi-attack. 2 claw attacks first. Natural 1 on the first one.
Just scrapes against the shield, the claw just...
11 on the second one.
Oh. Dodges out of the way.
And a 19 on the bite.
The bite hit, yeah.
Okay. The bite has... that is 12 points of piercing damage. You have Heavy Armor Master, so it reduces it by 3, so you take 9 points. That could have been so bad for you. As it's going to...
Give me a challenge.
Shift forward to try to get the other thing that tried to run away from it, and brings us around to Aeolus.
I would have to step here in order to hit the front of it, right?
It's fully facing Dunnan, so you need to be adjacent to Dunnan at this point.
Okay, so I'll move over to here. I will strike at it.
Okay, go for it. Make attack roll, no advantage though. 23. As you make this strike, you succeed in the hit. It lunges as it moves and shifts towards Willem. One of its legs comes up as it sort of resituates, and you get a good long thrust and slashing motion out to the side, and you can see arcs of this energy that sort of powers this thing just sparking all over its form. Takes 18 points of damage.
Alrighty, and then Aeolus is going to shift back over.
Okay. You will not benefit from the healing if you're in that position then, just so you know.
Yep.
Okay. That'll bring us around then to Siegfried. They're off to the side.
Yeah, I will keep firing. Seeing that Dunnan, I have a good line at the spot where Dunnan is trying to attack. I will focus on that. And I will launch another guiding bolt.
Are you targeting the core?
Yep, targeting the core.
Okay, go for it. Six is not enough.
I thought it was a 21 for a second. I was like, oh no. Oh, yeah, it does not impact.
Yeah, as it impacts, it catches one of the shields, like the pieces of shielding that it has that protect this central area that's integral to it, and it just launches off to the side, impacting the wall. Bonus action?
And just another archery.
Alright, straight roll.
That's the same place. Try to
Same
hit
spot. Okay, target away. 18. What normally would have hit part of its form, it does not strike true to this more well-armored core section of it. This one ricochets off in the other direction, harmlessly. Alright, anything else, Siegfried? Movement?
Yeah, I will just shuffle over this way so I'm not that close to Hellerast in case it decides to blast us together.
Sounds good. Around to Hellerast.
Okay, Hellerast is gonna kill Sigrid's strategy there and move just a little bit closer, and she's gonna hit the steam dragon with her own guiding bolt.
Okay. Targeting the core?
Targeting the core.
Sounds good. Make
Cast
an attack
at
roll.
level 2. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, level 2.
Yep, level 2 cast. 20 just hits. As it's sort of recoiling and shifting back and forth, trying to protect this from Siegfried's 2 attacks, how do you want to do this?
Oh,
It had 4
Dream.
points. 4 points left, and you just dealt 17, 34 to it.
She's just gonna laugh. Eat it!
I love it. Alright, so as this bolt sort of launches into it, Corwin's scrambling forward to be able to make a follow-up attack just in case. It impacts that core, and there's this shattering of crystals, like a chandelier crashing to the ground, and it just that core just sort of caves in on itself, crushing itself underneath its own energy, no longer able to hold itself out. And there's a small shockwave and implosion within the form before the creature tumbles to the ground. As it shudders and collapses before all of you. I'm going to take you out of initiative.
Looks a little, disappointed. Fun's already over? That's it?
A loud and obnoxious fanfare plays, echoing weirdly across the room. Dur, 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 dur. As the notes fade, a second curtain, disguised and made to look like the wall, lifts up.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Behind is an area marked with a yellow rectangle, above which a creature floats. Its body roughly spherical, with a large eye and a wide mouth of sharp teeth. Arrayed around it are 10 waving stalks, capped with bulging eyes. The lumpy, mottled purple beholder beams at you all cheerfully, each of its 11 eyes twinkling with affection. Welcome, all of you. Did you like my traps? I made them just for you. And we'll pick up there next session.
Shit.